Hello and welcome to this session and welcome to DPS 2021. In this session, we are going to discuss about how you can increase your productivity in Power BI. Before beginning to our session, a special thanks to the organizers and the attendees who have attending this session. And a little bit of introduction about myself. I'm Mohammed Adnan and I have totally 15 plus years of experience of various industries and using Microsoft technologies. So the industry experience I have is the manufacturing, construction, supply chain, import and export, workforce management and inventory management. I have 5 plus years of experience using Power BI and I have my own channel. Its name is Tech18, where you can see a lot of videos about the Power Platform, mainly in Power BI, and I'm doing it from the last 2 years, which has almost 350 plus videos and 40 hours of content into that. And I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and also data analyst certified. So you can reach me out to my social media network using my ID, and this is my YouTube channel logo, and here is my website, so you can check out the things which I do in my professional experience. Moving on to the next, the topics which we are going to discuss today is the best use of the custom functions and how quickly you can rename the table column name in Power Query, multi-select visual values. And regarding the Q&A, so the good thing is, as I am giving the sessions to you, I am also live available on the chat, so you can enjoy my double role. So let's begin. So this is an Excel file, a sample Excel file, where just a scenario I'm saying to you is we have legacy applications in a company, and that software extracts the informations of the employees who worked on different projects during a month, and it extracts that information into Excel file and store it somewhere else on the server. And what we need to do is we need to extract that Excel file and add it into Power BI and make the visualization on top of that. So if you look at this Excel file, the main information is available on the center of this file. So I need these only 4 columns. So how we can do this, and not only for a single employee, it has to do for multiple employees, like 100 plus employees, we need to do that. So by doing all this transformation in Power Query is not an easy thing. So in that case, we will use the custom functions. So in that case, we will use the custom functions to build this report and automate the process and increase our productivity. So now let's open this file into Power BI. Basically, this is the Excel file I have. So I'm just going to transform data and clicking on new source and text or CSV. This is CSV file, so I'm selecting this CSV file and open. So this is the default selection which Power BI gives here, and the data type detections, so this is based on first 200 rows, right? So whenever I do the things I used to do by selecting this option based on entire data set, because what will happen is the column data type which it detects by Power BI, if it has selected only the top 200 rows, then for an example, in a column you have only the numbers, but there will be chances that after the 200 rows you will have the text value as well. So when you select this option and then import this Excel file or whatever data into your Power BI, then after the 200 rows you will throw an error, because Power BI thinks that this column is an numeric, but you have the text value inside to that, so this will not convert. But if you select this option based on entire data set, then the Power BI will completely see whatever the data which it has in the column, and then it will decide which data type it is. So it is good to have this selection. And then we have this new options, extract table using examples. Let's see if Power BI does our job or not. So clicking on this one, Power BI will select on the first 1000 rows, all rows. Let's see. So I need this information basically. So if I type here OP027, basically I need this, right? So I'm just going to copy this and double click here. I need this here. So it just gives me all the information here. That's really awesome. So, and then clicking on the client A, I just need client A from here. So it just understands what I need, and then I need 1.5 and 1.5. So it is 1.5. I need it here, and also here I need 1.5. See, Power BI doesn't understand what I need. I'm just typing it one more time, one more value. Now you can see client A 4 and 4.1. Actually it's just 4. So recorrect this one, and the next thing is P26755 client A 99 and P2008 client B 33. Just have an overview of it. So let's look at this one, P2006 client F 17 and 17. That's awesome. So Power BI does the job for us, and selecting this and right click and delete. So it doesn't work that way. So Power BI has extracted this information. Now you can name this column. This is basically the project, and this is basically client name, and this is what is an Excel file. This is billable hours, and this is scheduled hours, basically scheduled hours, and this is billable hours. So clicking on OK, this does the job. Yeah, that's great. So now we don't need all these information, right? So what we can do here, I'm just clicking on this one and untick all the client related things. So text does not contain client. Sorry, it contains only client, right? So clicking on OK. So this gives me this information. So this is one way, and we have also other way. I will just show you that one as well. So clicking again onto this and text or CSV, selecting the same file, and based on the entire data set, clicking on OK. So now I have the second file. So this is the way I used to do recently. This is a new option they have introduced. This is also fine, but I'm just worried about the last step. So let's do this one. Now I have this information, right? So I will add one column here, add a column and conditional column, and custom, let it be custom 1. And if the first column, this is the one, if it equals to, because I need it start from projects, right? So project, then project, add a class, same column 1 equals to the task. I will show you just a minute. So task, I just need it to be task, and if it is nothing, then let it be blank itself. So click on OK. So if you look at this one, we can see the task here in the line number 3, and also here in 23 is the project, and here also I have this 40. So if you look at this, the main thing, the purpose why I did is I need to extract information from the project till the end of this one, right? And now after this, a beautiful functions available here in Power BI. We need to go to transform, selecting this newly added column and fill down. So what will happen, whatever the null values I have into these cells, it will fill all the values. Like here it will fill the project, here it will fill the task. So the task starts on the line 3, so it fills all the values till the project starts, and all the projects I have this information, and here after that I have only the task. Now what I will do, I'll just select filter of this column and filter only the projects. By doing that, I got all this information. This is awesome, right? So selecting on column 2, and I just don't need the blank from here, and click OK. So I got whatever the exact informations I need from here, I have here, and then I need to click on these options, use first row as header. So now I got the name, the client, scheduled hours, billable hours, everything is there. So I just need to select these 4 columns, right click, and then remove other columns. By doing this, I got exactly the same result which it is done using the Power BI a few minutes back. This is amazing. Now, so we have seen there are 2 ways to do this. Now the question comes, how we can do this for 100 plus employees, right? For that we need to create a function, and to create a functions we need a parameter. So we need to go to home and then manage parameters, just clicking on new, giving it as folder and file, just the name of the parameter, and the type should be text, adjusted values can be any, and the current value, I'm just copying this Excel file name, I mean the CSV file name, put it here, and OK. So I have this value here. Now actually I like the second way which I did, so I'm taking this one, so giving it a name as main. Okay, so now I'm going to this advanced editor, and then I need to add these parameters inside to that, right? Either I can do that way, or I can just clicking on this table and go to this source and then click on the gear icon. This will open up me these options. So instead of using this ABC and then the file path, I am just selecting on the parameter here, and it's just the folder and file. Even though right now both the parameter value as well as the what I have taken on the manual process, both of them are same. So I believe it will not throw me any error. So right now it is selected to parameter. Let's go to the last step. Boom. It has everything the same thing. So if you look at in the advanced editor, so the CSV folder comes from this one, this files and folder, which is basically a parameter. So now what I will do, I will just rename this to main function. So right click this table, and then we can create a function. So we need to give it a name. So extract project details. So this is a function name I have taken, and click on OK. So Power BI created a separate folder, and whatever I have done, it has already available here. Now it is asking me for the file and folder name. So the next interesting topic is I need to get information of the folder now. So clicking on this one, and then more, and clicking on the folder which I need to extract. Basically it is available till the project costing, and click on OK. So Power BI will try to find whatever the files which is available inside to the folder and its subfolders. So that's the best part actually. So this is the list of files which is extracted, and I just need to click on transform data. So it just gives me a name. I will rename this here file list. Now I need the file folder name which is available here and also the file name, right? So I'm just selecting on this folder path and the file name, and then right click, remove other columns. So I have both this information here, the folder and file name. I need to merge these two information, right? So that's my favorite thing, which is available in add column from example, and from all columns I'm just typing it F. So I selected this one, and after that I need to type 101 1001 hyphen john jan 2021.csv. If I do this for one, it will do for all the thing. So this is the one merge file, and click on OK. So now I have all this information, like whatever I need it for the parameter, I have this information. So right clicking, selecting these two columns and then remove columns. So I have only these informations. Now I have this option like add columns and then invoke custom functions. So if I click on to this now, it is asking me for the column name, let it be custom, and the function query, which is the one which we have just created, extract project details, and here I need to pass the folder path and the file name, right? So that is what I am passing it here by using the merge column from this table. So click on OK. So this will have this information is available here. Now you need to click on to this information. This will give you the list of columns available inside to that functions. So basically I have this name, client, schedule hours and billable hours, right? So you can either use this or you can use original columns as per prefix. So clicking on this, I don't need that. So click on OK now. So what will happen now is it is just extracting all this information for each and every file. Basically, if you look at this one, for the John, it gives me these values till 14th. 14 records have for the John, and for this Mike, we have information till 34, which is not 14. In that case, it is more than that. 20 records are there. And if you look at the Sam, it has almost 15 records are there. So now we have this information, like for each and every employee, we got this information. Like this is an employee name and these are the billable and all these hours. So by doing this simple logic and creating a functions in Power BI, here in this example, I have only the three employee informations, right? But whereas in the case like if you have 100 plus employee information, then if you do this step, then Power BI will automatically extract the informations from all the 100 files going into one by one, and we'll get the expected result exactly the same way how we need. I hope you enjoyed this way, how we need to do all these things, right? So this is the best use of the custom functions. The next tip is how we can quickly rename the table name in Power Query. So this is my one more file. So basically why I have selecting that how you can rename the Power Query column, because I have worked with the projects where a single fact table has 100 plus columns, and that columns have been developed by the DBS, the backend developers. So they have given the name which is not business friendly. So if you are going to make a table structures at Power BI dataset, and it has to be a business friendly name. The reason is two reasons. One is if you are going to give the dataset for the self-service BI, and another reason is for using the Q&A or quick insight features in Power BI, then it has to be a human readable name of the columns. So that's a good thing. We need to use that feature. And in order to rename all these 100 plus columns, that's really a tedious process. So I'm making a simple step so you can use this logic in order to quickly rename that whatever the column names we have. So let's jump into this Power BI file, and here we have, for an example, let's go to transform data. Okay, let's take an example of this dim geographic. So here if you look at this one, geographic key, state province code, state province name, and country region code, and English country name. So even though these are all human readable name itself, but it doesn't give you the user business friendly name, that is there is no space in between to that. So in order to do those things, okay, I'm just right clicking this table and then clicking on reference. So it gives me this. Now I need to click on the home and then keep rows. For the top, keep only top one row. So clicking on OK, I have this now only one row of the table. Now I need to do it manually for two columns. I'm doing it here, for example, state province code, and for geographic key I'm using it manually. So if you look at this step here, source, kept first rows, and rename columns. Now I'm just clicking on advanced editor and copy all these things. Just Control C and open an Excel file. Paste it here. So if you look at this Excel file, it is rename column, the table that rename column, the previous step kept first rows, and then this is the existing column name and this is the new column header name. This is the existing column name and this is the new column header name. This is how it plots, right? So what I will do, I will just take informations from this area, like from this part till this part. Okay, so I will put it here, and let's go back again to Power BI. I just need to click on this area and copy entire table. That's the reason I have just filtered to one row. So coming here in Power BI and paste that, and I don't need the values from this one, and selecting the column names alone, copy this and right click anywhere on the cells and click on paste specials. You will click on values and then transpose. If you do so, then all the column names will convert into rows. So that's the beauty. And I have these column names here without any space. Now you can extract this information and give it to the business users, whomever is going to change the name. You can just change the name here. For an example, this case I'm going to use myself manually, pasting it here and giving it the spaces required for each and everything manually. So working on the Excel file is not a tedious job, right? Even though for 100 rows we can do it easily, but doing it in Power BI, in Power Query one by one, that's really a tedious work. For me, even I worked on that, so I personally feel there's gonna be a lot of work to do that. So I'm quickly renaming this everything from here. In this case I have only 10 or 15 columns, so that's an easy case. I don't need the table names here, so deleting on this. So these are all the revised column name. So now if you look at this one, I have this first of all the double quotes, open bracket and then double quotes. If you look at here, open bracket and double quote and then the column name. So and then I have double quote comma double quote. That is what I have here. Look at here, double quote comma double quote, and then I have these informations like double quote, close curly bracket and then comma, and then it again starts with open bracket which is here. So copying this, pasting it here. So if you look at this one, I have double quotes, with curly bracket and then quote and then this one. So now I will just use equal to this step, this cell, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. So basically I will just switch it back to whatever the name it has without any space. Okay, now if you look at this, the geography key, which is the value available here, this geography key and this one, there is no difference between these two, right? So we can just copy here and paste it all the way along here. So by doing this, we just got our informations, old and previous, old name and new name with all the column informations. So now additionally what we need to do it here is we just need to copy from here to here, and I don't need the comma at the last column. So removing this, it removes from here as well. So copying all this information from here, let's go back to Power Query and click on Advanced Editor. So here I have this starts from right, so I'm just typing it enter, and at the last here I'm just typing it enter. So this is basically one column and this is another column. So I'm removing all this and keeping as is whatever it has in between that. So paste whatever we have copied from the Excel file. So now we have all the columns and rename all the columns here and no syntax error. Click on done. Now if you see, all the columns has been renamed successfully. So cool, right? So if you have like 100 plus of columns, as I said earlier, so you can do this logic easily and apply it only one step, it will do the rest of the things automatically. So this is how you can do that. Basically I am just adding the comma and then adding the previous column name and then double quote, comma, double quote, and new column name and then double quote, close curly bracket. And the last thing is multi-select visual values. So let's go to this file. So for example, I have these multiple visuals selected here and I need to look at the values, those who are age group is 51 to 60 and those who are coming more than 10 plus miles. I need to click on control and then click it here. So by doing that, this report filters all the values here. So it just gives me the value of 45,683 and available here. So I just filtered two visuals. Now if I click on Germany for an example, this also filters further down and it gives me all the information related to 51 to 60, 10 plus miles and Germany. So this is how you can able to select multiple values in multiple visuals using the control and click in your keyboard and mouse. So that's the end of the sessions. I am still available in the chat box to answer your questions for a few more minutes. And also you can connect with me in virtual networking launch. See you there.